Good afternoon, investors. My name is Josiah Sears, and I am part of the team with Del DeMupa, Cameron Wolter, and Avery Ridgway, and we are excited to present to you the business plan of The Hub. In today's business plan, we'll be going over a few different things throughout this presentation. The first of which will be the company description. We'll basically break down what is The Hub, what do we do, what brings in the money, why is it so attractive to other people. And then continuing on, we'll look at the employment hours. What makes us so unique with the type of employees we're going to be hiring, with the type of hours we're going to be opening and closing. And of course, we'll dive right into the direct revenue source. How exactly are we going to be making that money? And then obviously we'll go right into who exactly are we trying to target? What age groups? Is there a certain type of people that we're aiming for? And obviously we have the most amazing location for our company, which we are super excited to share with you. And the competitive edge that we have over similar businesses, we're going to explain to further detail why ours is so unique compared to others. And finally, we'll be going over the financial analysis, where we will be taking a deeper look into the financial statements, the anticipated break even, and of course, your return on investment. Now, let's get into it. And you're probably asking yourself, what is The Hub? See, The Hub isn't some ordinary coffee shop. The Hub is a spacious and large area for customers to relax in, to foster new and old relationships in, or to quietly study in a soundproof study room. Now, The Hub also offers several food options and beverage options for any customer of any need or desire. Now, if you found yourself at a coffee shop and they just don't have what you need, see, The Hub, they offer the things that you need. They have those special dietary needs for your food and beverage options. Or if you're an introvert or an extrovert looking for a place just to relax and be quiet and get some work done, we have those areas for you. Now, the location of The Hub is extremely desirable as we are building it on a lot on a popular street on Commercial Street that is central to schools, universities, and even nearby neighborhoods. Now, The Hub also wants to give back to the community the same way that the community has poured into The Hub by offering Small Business Sundays, which gives local and small businesses an opportunity to thrive and grow and offer their goods, services, and ideas to the customers at The Hub. And finally, we have built our location as to be extremely COVID safe by offering hands-free payment, by offering socially distanced tables and chairs, and of course, wiping down and sanitizing the tables and counters as needed. But see, not only are we COVID safe right now, we also set up our company in a way to thrive and grow as the COVID rules begin to fall apart. So we have room to grow and we are excited for. All right, next we will be taking a look at the employment and hours of The Hub. Now, something that we are looking for at The Hub is to hire employees that fit that certain target age range. For instance, we want workers in our facility who are able to understand the customers that we're going to have there. We want employees that are going to be able to spread the word of the Hub that we have. Because when you have people that are the same age as your target market, you're able to have the word of mouth. You're able to have people, the customers being able to relate with employees and vice versa. It creates a way better atmosphere for people to feel comfortable at home, and even for the employees to understand what the customers are needing is a huge advantage to hiring employees of the target market age. Now, something that has also sets us up very unique is the hours that we are closing. At The Hub, we are not planning on closing until 11 p.m. Our closest competitors close around 5 p.m. or at the latest 8. One closes at around 10 p.m., but that one's a bar and it makes it very difficult for people of certain ages to be able to come in and get work done. Now, because we are closing so late, we want to offer part-time and shorter work shifts for the younger people that we're planning on hiring, which gives us more flexibility and also gives us a competitive edge over others because we have such flexible hours. We're willing to work with more employees. We are really excited about this feature at The Hub and think that it'll really give us a competitive edge over other people who have similar business ideas to ours. Remember when I mentioned that we had options for everyone? The Nook is what I'm talking about. At the Hub, the Nook is a direct revenue source that offers food and beverage options to the customers. Now, this is a build-your-own customizable food and drink option where we offer bagels, we offer salads, and of course, our own original barista menu. Now, we live in a society where people are literally allergic to everything. And so at the Hub, we want to offer options for the vegans, for the gluten-frees, for the dairy-frees, and for people who are honestly allergic to mostly everything. We want to serve you and we want to offer the food that works best for you.
The Hub is located in Salem, Oregon, specifically in the 97306 zip code, as indicated by this red arrow here on the map. On the map, you can also see the surrounding zip codes that the Hub expects to pull consumers from. Our target market for the Hub is the 15 to 55-year age bracket, and within these zip codes, we went and calculated each of the age brackets to find the number of consumers from each of the zip codes. So for example, we went into the 97302 zip code and found that there are around 22,000 members from our target market, and so on. The further zip codes, we only took 1/3 of their population, as we wanted to be conservative in the number of customers that we'll be pulling from these zip codes as they are further in distance. To reach our goal for the Hub, we must sell 150 cups of coffee per day, and that means that we only have to access 0.21% of this population from these target markets, which is again another very conservative number that we feel is very easy to attain in our first year of business. The business plan for the Hub is something that we feel will be successful in any location due to its diversity and ability to adapt, but we feel that Salem, Oregon is a prime location to open this business. We feel this way because Salem, Oregon over the past decade has been progressively growing at a 0.98% and is expected to reach a growth rate of 60,000 residents by the year of 2035, making it a total population of 270,000 residents. Salem, Oregon is also a college town, we consider, because of Corbin University, Chemeketa College, as well as Willamette University being in close proximity to the Hub in the Salem area. Along with that, there are over 14 high schools in the Salem area as well, 5 of which are in a 15-minute drive from the Hub, making it a good option for those high schoolers to come after school, to study, to grab a bite to eat, or to wait for their parents or hang out with friends. Along with that, it's also in close proximity to many churches and businesses that can access our business. The target market in Salem, as I said, is very saturated. That 15 to 55 age range is 57% of the population, and we feel that that is good for the Hub so we can access them as consumers. Next up, we want to look at the land and building where the Hub will be located. We decided that is the best option to buy land and build on top of it. We did this because it can be considered a capital expenditure for you as the investor and will accrue value over time rather than paying monthly rent to a third party. By buying land and building upon it, we can also customize our options. We can customize our building to fit our spatial needs for our consumers, and we can also customize the layout of our location. And by doing this, we included a large gravel parking lot, which gives us a competitive edge over others in our market because they cannot offer the parking and access that the Hub can. How is the Hub different from other coffee shops and our competitors? On average, a local coffee shop is 1,000 to 1,500 square feet and can hold around 50 customers. In comparison, the Hub is 6,000 square feet and with social distance seating holds over 150 customers, and as the COVID-19 restrictions are lifted, we can hold a capacity of 400 customers. We offer the ability to rent these soundproof study rooms and study spaces for our customers to limit the competition between consumers. When you go to a coffee shop and all you're worried about is finding a seat or a quiet space to work, it takes the enjoyment and focus out of the opportunity. We give ourselves a competitive edge by offering the space that our competitors cannot and offering our large and wide menu with a variety of options that the 32 million Americans who suffer from dietary restrictions require. So we offer a lot more than our competitors do.
Our business plan will require the first year investment of $803,000 for purchasing the major assets. The second year investment would be $20,000 for that goes into the operating expense, and that will maintain the cash flow to be positive, and all the total that we need is $823,000, and that will give us the 100% ownership and with the legal right.
At this point in the presentation, we're going to cover the financial projections as well as the details that go along with turning the hub into a business. As you can see here, this is the income statement and statement of cash flows for the year end of 2021, which would be the first year that they're open. And the net sales here would be a total of $118,290, and that number is comprised of food, drink, small business Sunday, and study room reservation sales. That number was derived from selling 150 cups of coffee per day, which is our goal, and that is a conservative goal, being that the average coffee shop sells 200 to 300 cups of coffee per day on average, but we know that those coffee shops are well established and we would just be starting out, so to not expect that high of a number. In order to obtain 150 cups of coffee, that would be a small 0.21% of our target market population. And in order to achieve the food sales, we're counting on 50% of our coffee sales, those people also buying food in addition, which we know that we can achieve this percentage because we had a survey where 74% of people said that they would be likely to purchase food in addition to their coffee. So we decided to go with a smaller 50% to make sure that we could achieve this number. Also included in our net sales is our study room reservations, which based on another survey, we found that 79% of our target market is likely to spend 30 minutes or longer in a coffee shop. And of that 79%, 54% of those people spend 60 minutes or longer. Based on this number, we can guarantee that at least 6 people per day will reserve a study room for at least 1 hour, giving us that revenue from those sales. We also know that in order to achieve this number, we need to have small business Sunday reservations, and this will not be a large part of our revenue, but it will be something. And that would be 2 small business Sunday reservations per weekend every week for the remainder of the first year that we're open. And that would be 1.09% of the people who are currently registered under the Salem Farmers Market. And this is just a small percentage as well, so we know we will be able to get those people in. As you can see here too, our net income is negative just because our total expenses are much larger than our revenue for the first year. And our ending cash flow is also just under a negative $800,000, which is why we would be asking for $803,000 for the first year investment. Now that we have covered the information that would be on the income statement and statement of cash flows, this is our balance sheet for the year end of 2021. This right here shows that we would have the remaining cash of $9,262 after your $803,000 investment for year 1. This also shows that our property, plant, and equipment charges would cover our major assets such as our building, land, accommodations, and our gravel parking lot for a total assets of $772,491. This is also our income statement and statement of cash flows for the year end of 2026, which is the 6th year that the hub would be open. As you can see here, our net sales are much higher, and that is due to an increase in revenue from all of our aspects, whether that's food, drink, small business Sunday, or our study room reservations. You could expect those numbers to increase by approximately 7 to 13% per year every single year. And this would give you a net income of just under $200,000, which is a number that you can anticipate seeing for every year following 2026. This is regardless of the fluctuation in market prices. Our prices will adjust with those, and you could expect to see the exact same number. Now that we have gone over all of the information that would be on the income statement, statement of cash flows, and the balance sheet, I wanted to make sure you guys knew exactly where you would stand on your break-even analysis. As you can see here, the information that is most important to you is highlighted. In the top left corner, you see that the total cost of goods sold in year 2, which is our first full year of operating as a business, would be $97,152. We also anticipate that the projected number of customers that we will have is 55,440 people per year. This number is comprised of 165 coffee sales, 7 days a week, 12 months in a year, and that would get you to this 55,000. In order to figure out how much it would cost you as an investor to produce the coffee and the food sales, we found that it would be $1.75 to produce both of them, and of that number, 50 cents would be allocated towards the coffee production and $1.25 would be allocated towards the food production. Now, in order to account properly for this, we know that we would only be selling half of the food item per one full coffee sale, and that's due to the fact that every 1 in 2 customers buys food along with their coffee. Based on this number, we would know that the weighted average contribution for coffee sales is $2.49, and the weighted average contribution for food sales is $1.88, for a grand total of $4.37 per customer on average. Based on this number, we would have to accommodate for all of our expenses in year 2, which would be $266,784. In order to break even in year 2, we would need to receive 61,119 customers that whole year, which, as you can see, is just slightly larger than our expected customer intake. And because of that, you would expect to break even just after year 2, which is a short 18 months after your grand opening in August of 2021. Along with the break-even analysis, another really important piece for you to understand as an investor is what your return on investment would look like. In order to provide that information for you, we found that the property rate in Salem appreciates by 5.70% annually, and that your net income projection would be $200,000 for year 6, as well as year 7, 8, and as many years as you choose to keep the business operating. We also know that the present value of your assets would be $544,650. All of that to say that your projected sales price, should you choose to sell the company after year 6, would be $1.67 million. At this rate, you would have an increase in value of $848,441. This also would provide you with a 103.09% return on your investment, should you choose to sell at that point, whereas you could also choose to keep the business longer under your name and accrue more value as well.
As was mentioned in the return on investment, you will be making back the full $823,000 investment in net income just by the end of year 8, which means the net income of year 9 and each year following will be pocketable revenue. We want to thank you so much for sitting here and listening to our pitch of the Hub. We are so incredibly excited about the potential that the Hub has here in Salem, Oregon. We believe that people are ready to study, people are ready to eat, to drink, and to socialize in our brand new spacious building of the Hub. We are so confident that this has the power to grow and to be a staple here in Salem. Obviously, we are confident and we are ready and we are excited. So one question remains: are you ready to make this investment? Thank you.